Okay, so I want to take a look at a paintbrush project, how we can work with the paintbrushes. Now there's so many different ways that we can work with the paintbrushes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with two images and look at ways that I can take my photos and even do different things. All right, so to begin with, of course, I'm going to start by working with the adjustments and the levels. So I'm going to come on in, adjustments, I'm going to come to the levels, and I'm going to just come on in and just look at the distribution of value across my image and turn it on and off, and I can see that that improves the image greatly. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a look at my layers, and so much is very, very important that happens in our layers. So I come to Window and I open up my layers. Didn't see them. I'm going to turn them back on. Layers, there they are. Okay, they're down below. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of the paintbrushes on a new layer. So I'm going to create a new layer. There we have it right there. Now you can make your own paintbrushes, and you can also download and work with other paintbrushes. So let's start by going to a website that has some really cool brushes. And we're going to go, the website is www.brushking.eu. EU. Okay, here goes. So I'm going to come on in. Here is my website, www.brushking.eu. And looks like we have an ad that's starting to run. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to actually download this one right here. There's a lot of different things. You can get blood splatters, flowers, you name it. You can come in and do a search. I'm going to start with these watercolor shapes and splatters. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come on in and I'm going to download it. So I'm going to come here, come on down. Let me see where I want to go to download. Up here we go. I'm going to hit download. And I see it comes and it downloads. It's 7.1 megabytes. I'm waiting for it to download. And I open it up and I want to see what it looks like. So when it comes on in, it's a .abr file. So the story with .abr files, and here we can see the little images. ABR files are ones that are readable by Photoshop. So I come on back, I come to here, I come to Window, I come to Brush, I open up my brush, and I'm going to load these brushes. I'm going to grab my brush right here, and I can click right here, and I can click the little tool, and I'm going to click Load Brushes. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to come to that file, .abr, I'm going to hit Open, and they've come in, and I can see usually they come in at the bottom or somewhere in the middle. So here they are right in here. Now, I have a new layer created, and I'm going to work on this new layer, and I'm going to choose a color. So I can come in right here. I can grab my bay. I can make this a little bit bigger, and I can click. Okay, all right, so now I can make it bigger. I can come on in, up in over here, and make it bigger. Now, what's happening is, see how that is more transparent? I can click it a couple times for the color to change. I can choose a different brush. I can change the color. I can come on in. I can choose more like a pink. Again, I can make it larger and splatter over top. Now, if I want to, I can also change the way that the brush is oriented. I can open up the spacing so I can see it better, and then I can take this and flip it and click, 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 click. I can change the color of this if I'd like to. I can lighten it up. I can come back over and click, click. Okay, all right. So you can see we can create this whole other level of, maybe we could say when we work with brushes, we're starting to blur the line between art, between photography and fine art, right? Now, let's take a look at how we can make some of our own brushes. So I'm going to click here, and again, I can click multiple times to start getting that look. Now, I like putting it on a new layer, so then I can see I can turn it on and off. Okay, so let's make a brush. I'm going to come on into this image right here, and I'm going to unlock my layer, okay? And then what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to come to Image Adjustment Levels. I'm going to work with the levels of this image right in here, trying to get it just a little bit better. I'm going to hit OK. And now what I want to do is I'm going to come on in, I'm going to make a selection and turn it into a brush. So I'm going to come on in, I'm going to grab my quick select, and I'm going to come in and try to get some of this guy selected. Now I want to make this bigger. I only have it set at 2 pixels. Definitely need this to be bigger. I can come on in and I can start to get some of this image in here. Let's see, let's see. Okay, I can take some of it away. I can come to option. I can push it on back. Okay, I can get rid of this little part in here, get rid of this little part in here. Okay, so now I have this. I'm going to turn this into a brush. So I'm going to come on up, edit, define brush preset, and I can say tree. I'm going to hit OK. Beautiful. Now, this is the story. I can come on here. I'm going to say select, deselect. Okay. Now, I can go back to the one that I was working on right here, and I can grab my brush again. I'm going to create a new layer, put this one in a new layer, and I can see actually here is that little thing that I created. It's 882. So I'm going to turn this green. Let's come on in, make this green. I'm going to hit OK. And I can see that that is that image there. Now, I don't really like my selection that much. I'm going to put it in on this layer. I'm going to lower the opacity of it too. I'm going to lower the opacity. And I'm going to actually make it a lot bigger. Right. And actually with the opacity so low, you don't see any of the details. I'm going to change the color of it, maybe make it a little bit darker. All right, so it kind of looks like that. Again, not so wild about it. Let me undo that. Again, I'm going to come up to this layer and I'm going to lower the opacity of that layer. I'll up the opacity. All right, so I think we get the idea. But there's so much that we can do. Let me come on back to this image and I'm going to select a leaf. I think I can get a leaf pretty easily and I'm going to turn it into a brush. Okay, so here goes. So again, I'm going to make a selection. I'm going to get rid of some of the selection, hold down option, come on in, hold down option, hold down option, hold down option, come on in. Okay, I'm going to come to edit, edit, define brush preset. I'm going to name it leaf, L-E-A-F, if I can spell, L-E-A-F. I'm going to hit OK, select, deselect, and I am going to come back to this image here, and I'm going to find the leaf. I'm going to grab my brush, and I can see there's my leaf. Usually it comes in pretty easily. I'm going to turn this one off. Don't like what I have in this layer at all, so I'm going to actually chuck this layer. I'm going to hit trash, get rid of it. I'm going to create a new layer, and I can name this one leaf. Okay, beautiful. Now I have my leaf. I'm going to make it green. Leaf. I can flip it. I can make it bigger. Again, we can make it bigger by just coming on over here and working with the size. Okay, so we have just the shape of a leaf. Again, we can change the color of it if we'd like to. So you can see there's so many possibilities. Again, if we want to flip it more, we can change the color. All right, and there we have it. We have taken our composition and we've created a new composition. So you can really say that working with brushes is very much about your ideas. And so trust your ideas. It's about the creative process, coming up with different objects to bring together and to make them work. So what I've done right now is created a new composition, bringing together different images, working with brushes that I downloaded through brushking.edu, starting with an image and working over top of it. Thanks for listening.